Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Okay, all right. So there's the bell. So we only have about 20 minutes today because I'm gonna give you time at the end to do the quiz. Like how we normally do it in class. So okay, let's get started. Okay, so here's the do now. Okay, so go press pause and do the do now. Okay, all right, and we're back. So here's the question. Jerry was 31 years old 4 years ago. How old is he now? So think about this, right? So this is interesting because you know how we've been doing those questions where the two names like Ted and John or something like that, right? This one is Jerry, but there's only one person. So who are the two people here? There are two people here. Yeah, there's Jerry, right? And there's Jerry from 4 years ago. So those are like, so assume that those are like two different people, okay? And in some ways, I mean, philosophically speaking, yeah, I mean, the person that you are is not the same person that you'll be in 10 years, right? So, okay, all right, that was very deep. Okay, all right, so now, Jerry was 31 years old, right? So this was Jerry, right? But this is also Jerry, so so this is Jerry. Yep, okay, so 4 years ago. So Jerry 4 years ago was 31. Okay. So yeah. So what's Jerry? How old is he now? Right. So you solve it. So that cancels out. That's 35. So Jerry. So let's see if that makes sense, right? Jerry is 35 now, and 4 years ago he was 31. Right. Makes perfect sense. Okay. So that's how you write that one. Okay. All right. Let's see. Announcements. Homework tonight. No homework, but there's a quiz, right? So let's talk about the quiz for a second. All right. So let's see. Hmm. Okay. Okay. So no homework tonight, right? Because the attendance will be taken by the quiz that you're taking. Okay. So you don't have to look at this tonight. Uh, so I'm checking right now. I think on a daily average, about a little over 100 people have been doing their homework. All right, every day. Now some people miss one or two here or there. But that means I'm missing about 30 homeworks because my all my students makes up about 130 people. Okay, so I got 30 people out there. So I think next Monday, what I'm gonna do is go through the list, see who hasn't been doing homework, and send emails specifically to the parents of the students who have not been doing homework. Okay, just to see how everything is going. Okay, and I see that some of you made up your homework already. So if it was homework that was assigned Tuesday or assigned Monday, some of you went back and did it. So that's very good. Okay, all right, keep doing that. Make up your homework. Okay, that's very important. Uh, a few people did it. All right, and then I didn't mention again. So put in your full name and your homeroom number. The homeroom number is really helpful because when I see the list of people who've done the homework, it's sorted alphabetically. So it could be anyone from any homeroom. So sometimes, it takes me like a second to try to remember who belongs to what homeroom. Okay. And I gotta tell you, I'm still not very good at that, even in March. So do me a big favor, okay? Because yesterday I counted. It took me like 15 minutes to put in like the homework. And like it doesn't take me that long to put in homework, right? So do this. Put in the homework number so that I just don't have to think as much when I do your homework. Okay, I'll give you credit for your homework. It just makes my life a little easier. Okay, Monday. Let's see. Yep, I talked about that already. All right. Try to do your homework on the day that's assigned. All right, everyone knows that. Uh, so on today's quiz, I'm gonna give you 20 minutes. Of course, if you need more time, you can take more time. Okay. Try not to use a calculator. All right. Don't use a calculator. Use a notebook. Okay, don't try to do it in your head, like on a quiz. Like you wouldn't do that if I give you a paper quiz, right? Like you wouldn't do everything in your head, right? Even if it's multiple choice. So don't do that. Don't start that now. Okay, use your notebook. Take your time, because this, like the first score that you get, all right, that's the score I'm gonna keep. So you can't retake this. Okay, all right. So yeah, take your time. Okay, let's see. To demonstrate what I'm talking about, I'm not gonna name names, but someone got a 90 yesterday. Okay, because this person was testing out the quiz, see how it works, and I'm not gonna name names. Let's just say this person really likes his potato salad. All right, so and it's gudetama, but I'm not gonna name names because who got a 90, even though he thought he got 100. All right, turns out he was working too fast. So if the guy who loves macaroni salad, I'm not gonna name names, can get a 90, I would suggest that you take your time. Okay, the quiz is not hard. Okay, it's very doable. You need to take your time. Okay, note taking. I got this email like consistently, like every other day so far. And then someone also mentioned that will I check notebooks when they come back? If they come back, right? If we come back early, I guess. No, I don't check notebooks. All right. Note taking. Listen, if you already know how I feel about word problems. I always tell you guys not to copy the questions when you do word problems. Okay. On the other hand, if there are questions that we're just solving, they're just like regular math problems. Yeah, you should write it down. Okay, and then I'll tell you, like, so for example, today, in our lesson today, I'll tell you specifically when to copy something too, like notes, you know what I'm saying, like the normal notes that we do in class. Again, if you want the lesson to slow down, you let me know. Okay, all right. We talked about this already, so I think, I don't know, maybe end of next week, I don't know. No, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait till you guys get into the quiz down before I send the grades out. Okay, so I don't plan on right now. I don't plan on giving you a quiz next Friday. Um, but maybe the Monday after, because then I could email your parents your grades, and then spring break is gonna be like right around the corner by then. Okay, so we go on spring break that Thursday, right, the 9th, and so yeah, so that might be when you'll see your quizzes. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right. So now let's do today's lesson for about 15 minutes. Okay. Again, if you have questions, feel free to ask me. Okay. I've literally copied down every question from the emails from you guys, and I put it all here. Okay. I don't ignore any single one of you. Okay. All right. By the way, I still got a person who's still like taking pictures of their homework and sending it to me like every day. So for that person, please start using the Problem Addict website. Okay, even though I gave you credit for those 3 homeworks you sent it. Okay, all right. Let's see, where are we? Yeah. Okay. All right. So write this down. All right, so today we're going to talk about combining like terms. All right, and the phrase that we're going to use is that song. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this song. We are family. So it's like goes like we are family, right? Okay, all right. That was my first serious try at singing. Okay, I won't do that again. All right, so it's that. So that's the thing. So okay, all right. Let's talk about what I mean. All right, so write that down first. Combining like terms. And this has something to do with what we've been doing so far in this unit, by the way. Okay, so I'm not coming out of the left field. Okay, all right. So, all right, what are we talking about here? All right. Okay. So before we do that, let's review. Yeah, what these are. So, should you forget? You can write it down again, but I'm not going to insist on it. So let's say we have this. Let me think. right? Here is an expression, right? It's a mathematical sentence, right, without an equal sign. But the moment we put an equal sign there, right, like so, that makes this an equation, right? The word equate, equal sign, right? That's why. Now, what's a term, right? It's an expression that is separated by either a plus sign or subtraction sign. All right. So here we have two terms, right? Remember that? 1, 2, right? Likewise, 1, 2. So these both have two terms, right? Again, separated by only by a plus sign or subtraction sign, but not multiplication nor division. Okay? All right, what's a coefficient? Do you remember? Yeah, it's the number in front of the variable. So in this case, 3 is the coefficient, right? So for 3x plus 2, this is the coefficient. Now, what does that make this guy here? Right. That's the constant, okay? Since it had no variable next to it, right? Also, then that makes this the variable, right? The letter, right? The symbol, that makes this the variable, so that's the coefficient. These are two terms here, right? Now, a monomial, meaning something that looks like this, 3x squared, right? Has only one term. So what's a binomial then? Yeah, two terms. So something like 3x squared plus 4. Yeah. Trinomial, 3 terms, right? 3x squared plus x plus 4. And then anything more than that, and really, technically speaking, both of these, the polynomials, they have many terms. Okay, now, so that's a review, right? There's nothing new here. Okay, so now that brings us to the next part, okay? And, okay, all right, not yet. Okay, so, now here's the lesson that I always do in class. So I'll do the same here, okay? Even though it's nicer when people, in class participate. So, okay, here's the first thing, right? How many of you know what a family reunion is? Yeah, right. So it's when people when families, not people, not just people, when families get together, right? And they, meet up, I don't know, once or twice a year and they, just catch up, right? So have you ever been to the park in the summer, right? And you see groups of families, sometimes they're barbecuing and they all wear the same t-shirt, right? That says I don't know, like the Johnson Family Reunion 2019, and they all wear the same color T-shirts, right? Like that's a family reunion, right? I still remember one time someone in my class, I don't know, this was 6-7 years ago, and the person raised her hand and she says, Mr. Eng, my family always go to a family reunion, I forgot, Maine or Vermont or something, and all the kids hang out, and then all the adults get together and they argue about money. All right. So I thought that was kind of funny. All right. Okay. So now, let's say someone comes to the Eng family reunion, right? And they were like, so let's say I'm having a family reunion, I don't know, let's say in Virginia or something, and we're having a barbecue, right? So we got I don't know, we got hot dogs, burgers, and barbecue chicken and whatnot, right? And then out there somewhere, right, this person starts approaching me, all right? And the person, comes up to me. It's like, hey, my name is Fei Eng, right? And I'm like your distant cousin. All right. Now you know me. I'm naturally a very suspicious person, so I'm gonna be like, you know what? Listen, I'm really glad you came all the way down to Virginia to come to my family reunion, all right? But I'm gonna need to see some ID, right? So I look at her driver's license, and instead of saying Fei Ing, like the way I spell Ing, it's spelled I-N-G. Now, should I let this person come into my reunion? No, right? Because why? Yeah, because the person spelled the last name differently than I do, right? It's I-N-G. Right now, I know what some of you are saying. Some of you are saying, hey, listen, like not all my cousins share my same last name. I get it, but I'm just using it for argument's sake, right? Now, let's say, I shoo the person away, all right, telling them to get lost. And then, I don't know, in about an hour, another person came up, right? And the person says, hey, I'm your long-lost cousin, John Eng. And since this happened to me one time already, I'm going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to need to see some ID, right? And so the person comes, and I see the ID, and it spells E-N-G. Now, should I let this person come into my family reunion and eat my barbecue chicken? No, right? Why? Yeah, because the person spelled the last name not like mine, right? So here's what I want you to do right now. I want you guys to sort out these names by family. All right. So by the last names. All right. So go ahead and do that right now. Okay. So take about, I'll give you about 5 minutes. Go ahead and sort these names out. So who belongs to which family? Okay. So now typically in a classroom, I would have people come up and move the cards. Okay. But since you guys are not in the classroom, you guys can just write it down. Okay. All right. So go ahead and do that right now. Okay, all right, and we're back. Okay, so this is how you should have it. Okay, so I'll separate them into groups. All right, so these 3 people are unrelated. Okay, I gotta make these smaller. Why are these so big? Okay, and then, yep, right? So here we have the Koch family. Now, let me ask you, does James Koch belong to this Koch family right here? No, why not? Yeah, because they spell their last name differently, right? So it sounds the same. This is the important. They might sound the same. All right. And by the way, it's not pronounced cookie. Okay, it's cook. So yeah, this sounds the same, but it's not spelled the same. So it's not the same last name. Okay. So likewise, right? Ed Koch, right? They're in a different family, and then you got the Yangs, right? Who are not related at all. Okay? All right. Now, having said that, let's talk terms then, right? Now, you all know what terms mean. So what I'm about to tell you right now is what the definition of like terms are. And I don't mean like a Facebook like or Instagram like, okay, with a thumbs up. What I mean is terms that are in the same family. Think about it like that, right? So just as people can be in the same family, so can terms. Terms can be in the same family. Okay, so all right, let me see what the time is. Yeah, we're all right. Okay, so write this down then. All right, write this down first. So the definition of a like term. So like terms, okay, this is important. Terms that have the same exact variables with the exact same exponents. No exceptions. Okay, one more time. Terms, like terms, all right, are mathematical expressions or terms that have the exact same variables. So imagine like how you have to spell your last name exactly. It's the same thing. The variables, the letters in that term have to be spelled exactly the same. And then not only that, they have to have the exact same exponents. Okay, so write this down real quick. Press pause, okay? Okay, here's what I mean then. What does it mean to be in the same family? Look at this first grouping here. same variables, right? They're both a, b. And not only that, the exponent's the same. Meaning a squared b. Oh, wait. No. Oops. Mistake. Not in the same family. Why not? Yeah, they both says ab, right? But look, the exponent is on the a square, but this exponent's on the b square. Not in the same family. Do you guys get that? Okay, right? Okay, so look at this one, right? Are they in the same family? Yeah, they are. Same letter, right? X and X. Now, they have the same exact exponent. Do you guys know what that exponent is? Yeah, it's 1. They both, but you just don't need to write it, right? It's like, remember that invisible one that I did with the magic marker, right? So, all right, I know you want to see the magic marker, all right? So there's a 1 there, okay? People just don't need to write it. So they're in the same family. Okay, there you go. All right, happy? Okay, all right. So, and then what about this one? What about these guys? Like terms? Oh no, same family or no? Yeah, right? Same exact variables. They both are x, same exponents. So yes, they're like terms. Okay. What about this last one? What do you think? No, even though they spell the same. So you can say, well, yeah, Mr. Ring, what about? But they both have a b. Yes, that's correct, but they have different exponents. So imagine, what's the best way to do this? I actually don't know what's the best analogy. Okay, when I think of one, I'll let you know. So same spelling, but like imagine if someone spells their name AB, right? But then this person's A squared B squared. It's like AABB. Like that's not the same spelling, right? So no, not like terms. Okay. So having said that, go ahead and try these. Okay. And I think I'll end the lesson today because Monday we'll resume right here. I'll give you the really hard ones to do Monday. Okay? Yeah, that's perfect. So go ahead, sort these out right now. Okay? So I'll give you 5 minutes. So press pause. All right? Sort these out, and then Monday we'll continue with this lesson. Okay? And this is gonna take about 3 to 4 days because you know there's a lot going on here. Okay? So go ahead, sort these families out. Okay? Okay, all right, and we're back. So, all right, so these are the families that you should have sorted out. So 3b squared, right? B squared, same family. A squared is a family, right? Negative a squared is in that same family. Negative b is a family. 1/2 b is also in the same family. They're both b, okay? Don't worry about this. Oh, I got the perfect analogy for you. The perfect analogy would be something like this. Because every now and then I have students who get kind of like thrown off by the number in the front. So I'll give an example. If someone says 2a and this also says 2a, let's say 2a to the third, they would think they're in the same family because they both have 2 here. But that's not true, right? Because first of all, let's say both your names is like, I don't know, Mario. Right? But if like just because 2 people have the same first name, so think about like this. Think of coefficients as first names. And the actual letter, the variable with the exponent is their last name. Right? So if someone says they're both Mario, like you're not gonna assume that just because they're both Mario, right? That all of a sudden you're in the same family. I mean, this person could be Mario Lopez, right? And this one could be Mario Andretti, right? The race car driver. Right? Not the same Marios. Now, on the other hand, right, if you have the same last name, let's say your last name is, I don't know, Taylor. Just because the first person's name is Jerry, and then I was going to say Maryland, but there's not enough. There's not enough space to write Maryland, so I'll just say Mary. right? Like you're not gonna say, well, they're different. Like you're not gonna say they're different families because they have different first names. Like that doesn't make sense, right? So it's likewise. So for B, for negative B and 1/2 B, they both have the same last name, so they're in the same family. Like it doesn't matter what the coefficient is, even if the coefficient is negative or -1 in this case. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, all right, let's finish this. Who else? I got 1/2 A squared. Right? Let me erase this real quick. What's another person in the same family? Yeah, 2A squared. So this family has 4 members right now. Okay. What about negative 10AB? Does that belong to any family? No. Why not? Yeah, but doesn't this have A also? Can it be in the same family? Why can't this belong to this family? Yeah, because it's got a B, right? So you see that? So that doesn't belong. Now, what about negative B squared? Yeah, it's up here, okay? So here we have 4 different families. The B square family, the B family, A square family, and AB who is by himself, all right? So, okay, don't feel so sad. All right, so let's end this today. Where are we? Yeah, just about right. It's just about right, okay? So, yeah, let me stop here. So Monday, we'll start from here, and then I want to show you some videos, and then, we'll go from there. So go ahead right now. Go start your quiz. Okay, close your notebooks. Actually, oops. Well, I just told you that you can write in your notebook. So, okay, all right. Write in your notebook. So get a blank paper or get a blank page from your notebook. Okay, start doing the quiz now. It's online. Take your time. On the quiz, you know how when you do homework, there's a forward arrow when you click on the choice, right, after you're done, and then there's a backward arrows. You can go back and forth. Like don't think that just because you did number 1 and you submitted the answer and you press the arrow to the right, that you can't go back. If you realize you made a mistake during the quiz, you can press the back arrow and change it. As long as you haven't submitted it at the end, right? You know how the confirmation is from that separate window. You're still good. Okay, so yeah, take your time, and I will start taking a look at the quiz scores and then start recording them. Okay, again, no homework tonight. Take the next 20-25 minutes to do the quiz, and you're good. Okay, so I think this first week was not bad. Okay, I think we all did pretty good. We're all learning something new, and I think you guys are doing fantastic so far. Okay, all right. So okay, all right. Good luck on the quiz. Okay, bye. Have a good weekend. Okay. Oh, there we go. There's the bell. All right. Don't tell me you don't miss that bell.
OMG, that was so good.